Former President Jacob Zuma's corruption trial has been postponed to next Wednesday, the 26th of May. It's not a problem, though, for the whistleblower, Patricia De Lille. The Public Works and Infrastructure Minister is expected to be the state's first witness when the trial does commence. De Lille blowing the whistle on the arms deal. Can you believe it? Almost 22 years ago in Parliament. She now joins us via Zoom. Minister, hello to you. It's always a pleasure in speaking to you. And I think, as you said to my colleague Des Tathia yesterday, you're happy to wait. You've been doing this so long now. It's been more than 2 decades. Waiting another week is not going to make much of a difference. But you're calling for more senior political figures to take responsibility for the arms deal corruption. A, do you think they will? And are you willing to share some of the names of those who should step forward?
Gareth, thank you for the opportunity. Certainly the delays are not in the interest of our democracy and justice, and the law must take its course. I've always put my faith in the judiciary, that the judiciary is independent and will certainly come to the right judgments. These allegations have been around for more than 22 years, Gareth. And in 1999, in September, I called on Parliament then to establish a Judicial Commission of Inquiry. So some of the allegations have been investigated, and it led to the successful prosecution of Tony Ngeni and also Shabir Sheikh. And now the same allegations will be tested against former President Jacob Zuma. There is still a need, after the whitewash Sariti Commission of Inquiry, that these allegations be fully investigated, all the other allegations contained in the dossier. So far, we've seen some of them being investigated.
And as far as those senior politicians, Minister, that you feel should still be a part of this and they have questions that they should answer to, are you able to give me some of those names? Obviously, it's very important to the South African narrative and understanding the roles these people played. Are you willing to share names?
Gareth, my role in the trial of former President Jacob Zuma is to concentrate on the allegations contained in the dossier that's linked to Shabir Sheikh and former President Zuma and the company Tails. Now, if you look at the charges against former President, you will see that they almost mirror the image of the charges put against Shabir Sheikh. So I'm not in a position to comment on the names of the other allegations, because that whole document is littered with names of various people, and they must certainly be tested in an open court of law, like we are now seeing that is going to happen with the former president.
Let's talk a bit about the effect this has perhaps had on you, Minister, over the last 2 decades. I think South Africans very quickly forget that while you are a minister, there is obviously a personal side to you. You do have your own personal life as well. Threats and intimidation, it's difficult to imagine you didn't face that over the last 2 decades, and now in the build-up again to what is really going to be D-Day next week.
Yes. Gareth, when I had the interview with Mandy Wiener when she wrote the book on whistleblowers, I was able to relive that experience, and I want to thank her for that, because it was a long and painful journey the past 22 years. At some stages I really felt that, well, nothing is going to come out of this, but I never wanted to give up hope that finally we will get there. But at great personal cost, right in the beginning, especially the first year after I went to Parliament and called for the Judicial Commission of Inquiry, the death threats being followed around by intelligence spooks, and just being vilified, called names, unpatriotic, and, that I'm against government. And I said to government at the time, that I'm actually trying to help government to root out the bad apples amongst them. So yes, finally, we are getting there. I'm confident, and I've always put my faith in the judiciary, that this time around that the trial will start, that no further delays. It's not in the interest of our democracy or in the interest of justice. In that I'm happy with the ruling of the judge, to postpone only until the 26th of May, so that the charge against the public prosecutor, Billy Downer, be put in writing and in an affidavit, and his team has committed to give that to the prosecuting authority by tomorrow, which is Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then by the 26th of May, the judge wants to hear those reasons. And then certainly there will be the pleading by President Jacob Zuma that his lawyers attempted to do yesterday, to say he's going to plead not guilty. So I'm hopeful that once we get over this hurdle of 1 week until the 26th, that we can in earnest start with the trial. There are many witnesses still to be called. I'm just the first one. But it's going to take months to get through all of the information.
It's certainly going to be a very, very long trial. Minister, I thank you for your time as well. And you'll be back, and we'll be back here. You'll be back in court next Wednesday, as will eNCA, as we bring you the live coverage of that trial once it gets underway. That is Patricia De Lille joining us here on eNCA. Some calling her the original whistleblower as far as the arms deal is concerned. She's the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, joining us on eNCA.